marketing really is just an additional module. The way that users access is, you see you have these different areas down at the bottom here, and if you have sales, then you would just toggle between. This allows you to turn off essentially the marketing functions for certain people, but also give access to those that you would like to have access. All of the accounts and the contacts, as well as the other records that you have inside of sales, so leads and opportunities, they're all exactly the same record. So there's no sort of integration or duplication of data. It all works from exactly the same record. So the account record you see in the marketing module is exactly the same as what you see in the sales module. In terms of the functionality that you have, so similar to Dynamics for Sales, everything works from marketing lists. So this is a way of you creating criteria or query-based searching, and that can be built either as a dynamic list or as a static list. So your static list is a list of contacts, and that never changes unless you manually add or remove people. But the most popular is the dynamic marketing list, which essentially enables you to build criteria-based searching. So you can manage your members, you can build that out by the criteria-based searching, and this is just where you're able to add, this person lives in London, or this particular opportunity is worth X amount of value. So you can have as many different marketing lists as you want to, and the power of the dynamic marketing list is that every time you go to use that list, it does a live search of the database. So if any profiles or tags changed, it will give you an up-to-date live list. So in terms of the actual sort of functionality, once you've built your list, you can then do a number of different things within the marketing module. So first and foremost, you've got your email marketing communications. These are built out using templates if you want to, or you can also utilize just building a particular email per campaign that you need. The designer can either be a drag and drop, so you have these different types of elements which you can drag and you can drop essentially, or if you have the capability in-house to build via HTML, then you can utilize the HTML editor as well. Some of the key things to say is that you can utilize different parts of the marketing functionality as part of your email content. So if you're building surveys or forms, which we'll come onto in a second, you can actually embed those onto your email marketing messages as well. You can also put in buttons, which is not something that every builder has. Instead of just embedding an image, you can actually put a button with a link behind it, and you can also embed videos and images. And all of this is sort of easy to move around, so you just pick stuff up and move it around the page as you go. You can also link and analyze on every individual click. So if you had a click, you can see behind that can link to something, and each click can then be analyzed as well. When you're building out of your email marketing, you'll be putting in where it's coming from, where it's going to, obviously from address, reply address, are all fairly standard functionality. You've also got a full preview window, so you can see preview via different devices. So you could see how it looks on a mobile device, how it looks on a tablet or on a smartphone. Essentially just take your email and build it out for you in the different formats. So you're able to toggle between those and see what they look like. There is also an inbox preview, so you could see how it's accessed on different operating systems, so Gmail or Outlook or other features as well. Behind every email marketing, you have then all of the analytics, so you can see things like responses, opens, clicks, and so on and so forth. And obviously the key part of having this as a natively integrated solution with the sales is that every interaction and click is all recorded against the person's contact record or lead record or opportunity record. So if you're used to the timeline functionality in Dynamics, then you can access those analytics directly from the timeline as well. Where a lot of people use those sort of analytics and triggers is by building out of customer journeys. So this is sort of campaign automation or something similar, where you can effectively build out your customer touch points. You can design as many of these as you want to, and they're essentially automations that are always working in the background. So from here, you can see that we have particular segment groups or marketing lists, and we then build out different steps. So there's different triggers, there's different content being sent out. You've got things like wait timers in here. And of course, behind everything, you have the insights. So you can see which individual contacts are going different ways. These triggers are often used for internal follow-up as well. So you can see that we have an activity, which is because something has happened, so an email has been clicked. we may want to create a lead, or we could orchestrate a follow-up call for one of the salespeople. So really good way of building out like drip campaigns or sort of customer journey touch points, all on an automated nature. There is also a social posting part of Dynamics. So this is effectively just posting, so quite similar to like Hootsuite or something like that, where you can build out social posts and you can post via Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can also schedule those posts. So as you can see, you've got a calendar in front of you. You can build out essentially your schedule of social posts directly from the system as well. Event management. The event management is a full event management suite that sits inside of the marketing module. If we just pop one open, it allows you to manage all kinds of different events. So you can go as far as managing exhibitions, conferences, and things like that, or it can be something quite simple as we have a customer event and we want to manage, who's coming, who turned up and who didn't. So as with Dynamics, all of the fields and values that you see are all customizable. So you can change the sort of data that you're capturing and therefore reporting on. And as you're building out, you can see here, you can build out an agenda. So you can build out different sessions and different tracks if it's perhaps more of an in-detailed session. But the most important thing for most organizations is the registration and the attendance. So you can build out different types of passes that therefore have different costs and number of availability, and you're always then able to see the amount of people that have registered. And as you can see from here, all of those are linked natively back to that particular contact record. So Abby or Aidan, you can see that they came to this event. Maybe they were a no-show, maybe they didn't turn up or whatever, or maybe they bought a ticket. So you're building out a better picture of that particular contact. All of this in here is all managed by passes. So it does use the QR code functionality. So you can create custom QR codes that once somebody's registered, they get sent out an automated email with that QR code. And if you have smart devices on site, you can therefore use those to check in with those QR codes. So it gives you a true reflection of actually who's attended and who hasn't. As you can see from here, the leads are, as I said, exactly the same record as what we have inside of Dynamics for Sales. The lead scoring model is a way of you managing sort of behavioral scoring. So you're able to give scoring or assign a score to how people are interacting with you. So it could be an email engagement, could be that they've gone onto your website, could be they've filled in a form in, and you can therefore provide a point system to see effectively how these leads are working, or what sort of suitability they are to you guys as a business. And then you have the internet piece. Inside of Dynamics, you can create marketing pages. So these are landing pages essentially, which you can put onto your website. You can build out marketing forms, marketing surveys, and these are essentially interactive ways of you interacting with your customers and your contacts. So if it's an event, you might want to send a sort of feedback and follow up, or if it's something like a new inquiry generator that sits on your website. Again, all of these, once they're submitted, they can then update or create records inside of Dynamics. All of your marketing content, so as we were saying, the marketing engine is not going from your Exchange, it's sitting from the email engine that sits inside of Dynamics, and just as such, it also stores all of your content as well. So you have a particular area for storing all of your content, such as files, videos, content blocks, etc. And this allows you to gain more analytics on essentially who's doing what with your content and how they're interacting with you. And then finally, you've got all of the template functionality. So kind of everything that I've shown you so far can either be built on a singular one-off, or you can build templates which are then reusable, editable, and essentially save you time as you're building through. And that's kind of a whiz through of the functionality inside of the marketing module. And of course, for any questions that you have on the Dynamics 365 modules or licenses or anniversary dates or anything surrounding the Dynamics licenses, myself and the Cloud9 team are here to help you.